Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to another episode of Bruin Build. Today we are going to be doing some fun building that, as you may have seen in the time-lapse, we prepped for. Last episode, I guess, was a time-lapse, and I am so happy with how everything has turned out. Haven't done anything really, I don't think, since the time-lapse. Just been prepping a bit for this episode. And in the time-lapse, we built up this area. Here it is in first person, and oh, I absolutely love everything that we did. I think it looks so good. And if you did not know, we have new textures for andesite and we have new textures for diorite. And so, you know what, why don't we go and look at those really quick. So here is the new diorite texture in real life, not just in a time lapse. Whoa, had some world loading and stuff. And oh, I absolutely love it. So I decided, as I said in last episode in the time lapse, the reason we're changing it is because I didn't like what the old version had. So if we want to look at the old version, let's see, get rid of color update. If we look at the old version, it was more of a flagstone and then like a marbly color. And while I don't dislike this texture, I just don't think it fits the appeal of diorite. Now, if they add in like a marble and I don't like the texture, I think that I'm going to hang on to this texture just in case. Or we can maybe adapt this into doing the double slab version of diorite, making it like a smooth diorite. I think that could look really cool. And just for reference, this is what the old texture of the andesite looked like, along with the smooth andesite, or smooth. I keep saying smooth, I mean polished. That's what I mean. But here we are again. It is, I think it just looks better. I just think it looks more like what diorite's meant to look like. It's got a little bit more of that flecking. There's a little bit more just dirtiness to it. I think diorite just looks a little dirty. And this is a little cleaner than what normal vanilla looks like, but I think it looks good. And then this is also like a cobblestone look rather than a flagstone type of look, and I think this is also very nice. Interesting thing is, like, it makes all these weird shapes in it, but it's like based on all the different textures connecting. It's not like that one big shape is all a part of it. It's like that shape can be made into so many different things just based on what it gets put with. Like here and here, same texture, different top, makes for a slightly different shape. I think that's kind of cool and interesting. The andesite textures is like, this is what it looks like. Basically what I did was I liked the concept I had before, but I didn't like the execution of it. I liked the darker cobblestone feel, but I thought that it needed a little bit more to it, and so I decided to make it more of a horizontal sort of look. And then the polished andesite, I went with our old texture, smoothed it up a bit, and then added the actual an overlay of the actual andesite texture. And so there's variations in this block, variations in this block, and then I think 4 variations in this. Actually, there's 4 variations in all these textures. So that is the new textures. Now let's get back into the real world. All right, back in the real world. Now, one of you had asked before what shaders I used, and I use they're called Project Luma version 1.32. I will say they are not updated exactly for 1.15, I don't think, and I have gone through in the shader options and changed quite a few settings to make them feel, they almost, I think, feel a little bit more like the BSL shaders. I died down the saturation to make them feel a little bit, I think, more realistic, and I think they look nice. Compared to, they're not as vibrant as Sildur's Vibrant. I like Sildur's Vibrant's Sun, but I'm not as huge a fan as how much contrast he adds. But that is neither here nor there. It looks like there's a hole there. I forgot to fill that in. I'll have to fill that in later. So we did this in the time lapse, added just some nice texturation to the wall, and built the wall, I guess. We are going to continue using the polished on these lampposts. I think this actually looks very nice as a lamppost with it up on top. Before I was using, if you saw last episode, I was trying to make this all polished andesite and it just didn't work. And I think the wood contrast makes it look so much better. And what we did last episode was built up the cliffside here, which we'll take a look at really quick because I didn't really show a ton of it unless you stuck around to the very end. And then built up a garden, and the person that lives in this house is actually a writer, and so we added this little writing station out here, and I did this off camera too. This is a kind of a fun way to do a rose bush. It hangs down here. Put some poppies in a pot and put it on a bush. It kind of looks a bit like a rose bush. That's what I did over there as well. I think it looks very nice. So they can just sit here, look out to sea. They see the big portal, they see the sea, they see the forest over there. They can take a little look at writing. So this is what they've written. It's Songs of the Sea, and the person goes by the surname Lemony Snicker. That's just a little thing because I love the books written by Lemony Snicket, the series of unfortunate events. They're just very fun. I like them. So that was a play on that. So the only thing that he has really written so far is the portal at the bay. And so it's just a little bit about this town. The door to all trade, a portal whooshing, uncovered, not made, a power pulsing. Best left forgotten, a tower creeping. It has doomed our kin, a downfall looming. And it's a little dark, but I mean, he's inspired. He sees this gigantic portal. He sees all the boats and stuff going in and out, trading. And then he also sees some of the boats come out a bit damaged. And, you may wonder why. And soon, the 1.16 update is coming out soon, and I'm excited. That's why I want to get some of this stuff built out here, because eventually we're going to just dive into there and never come out, it would seem. So as we built up this little garden, and I think it looks very nice, just a little bit of garden. I think this is a fun little addition. Don't ever use the mushroom blocks in just like making a mushroom. And I don't know why the ladder's there, just a small detail. You make what you will of it. A little bit of a pond as well, looks very nice. And then just back in here, lots and lots of berry bushes. I have never used berry bushes outside of this build right here and here. First time ever using berry bushes, and I'm actually in love with them. I absolutely love them. So this cliff side is like a berry bush side. I went through and added some pots and some flowers in them to give like little splashes of color outside of the red. And I think they look great. I absolutely love how this area has turned out. And so the road's gonna go here. I've started making it go up. And so it's gonna go up here, and I think it's gonna continue going up starting here, be a little bit steeper. And this is gonna come down and meet it probably right around here. And then it's going to go back up, and I may put like a platform here to where there's a house. I think I'm going to continue this just a little ways, put a house, just a smaller one, not quite as big as this guy. And then, yeah, I think it's going to be good, but that is what we are working on today. It's the blacksmith house, and we did actually finish the exterior completely. It looks great. So we got the roof in, got this roof in as well. And I went ahead and laid out quite a bit of the interior for our building purposes. And so what we've got here is, this is where the store is going to be. The shop portion is going to be down here. Got some nice roof and stuff in. Very, very nice. Here's where the stairway is. I figured, in Skyrim, they usually have their living quarters upstairs, and there's either a door or a stairway blocking the way. And so we've got both here. We've got a nice little stairway here to go up to the second floor, and this one is nice because this is like a general area. There's going to be a little bridge here that goes across to the inn. He's going to have, I think, maybe a stall or something over there just to attract people over, maybe some signage. I don't really know. But this is going to be kind of like a common area that is a part of the store as well. So maybe he has a little bit of something up here. I don't really think so, though. That's going to be a stairway that goes up to that floor right there. This is where the storage is. And so there's going to be a door here. An iron door is going to be right here. And it's going to be essentially like a locked door to where he keeps all his goodies that he sells. And so we're going to have all the ores, iron, coal, very precious metals we're going to have actually in a second locked area as well. So he's super protective of his diamonds and gold. I think that's going to look very nice. And then this area is going to be general storage as well. And then we're going to maybe make like a tiny little crane that sticks out that is just like a little pulley type of crane, so he can actually like get goods up and down. And so main storage is up here, and then he can actually like at the end of the day pull the pulley all the way up so nobody can get up via the rope or anything like that, and then he can get in here. And then if we go upstairs yet again, got a nice little window, can look out to the sea. Obviously there's going to be a wall there. Got a nice stairway right up to here, and this is right where the living quarters are going to be. Pretty small, it's not too big, but I mean, he doesn't need a giant living area. And if you think about it, much of this building is actually public areas. It's not public in the sense that during the day, people can pass in and out. At night, of course, shop will be closed. So we'll figure out the interior here. This is going to be last on the docket just because I don't want to stretch the episode too much. And so I may just not do this in like the episode itself and just show you the final results. This stairway goes up to a little loft area, can have like a little bit of a sitting area here, I think. I think maybe we'll put a fireplace somewhere as well, maybe right here, or we'll put a I don't know where we'll put a fireplace. And then this is kind of fun. We've got a little porch right here that leads out to look over on the roof here, and you can look out to the cliff area there. And it added, this wall was blank and needed something, and I think it looks very good. And so then he has a door that goes out from the shop to the back forge area. And as well, if you come around the other side, there is another walkway that I've worked on. I've altered this a bit so that it can come down to here and you can make it down to the forge area as well. So as I said, that's going to be the store area where you purchase whatever you want. There are going to be some purchasing things down here in the working area. That is the forge. That's how big it's going to be. This is going to be probably right over here against the Crescent Moon Inn is going to be a set of stalls maybe here and just a small stall right here that is going to sell very cheap items, nothing that is really worth protecting, like stone sword, stone shovel, what have you. More just knickknack type things that can be used for like really cheap labor type of stuff, but nothing that needs protected. And so the forge is going to be right here. There's also going to be a repair service somewhere. Not really sure where, probably just like in the middle right here. Just a repair service. And then the forge itself is going to be right here. And it looks kind of cool. And I've tried to go for a Skyforge type of feel, you know, like a really just big, awesome looking forge. And I laid all this out so I knew exactly where we were going with the build, and I think it's going to be really great. I did terraform all of this last episode and then kind of just destroyed it all because we needed the space. And so the last little bit of this area is going to be an enchanting station. And so there's going to be enchanting services back here that I'm kind of, the lore behind this is like it's 2 or 3 brothers that actually live, like the main blacksmith, maybe the older brother that owns the business, or maybe it's a father and 2 sons, who knows, whatever. 3 people. One is the main blacksmith, one handles the day-to-day side, sort of like handles the selling and shops and stuff. And then the other handles repairs and enchanting. I think that could be a really cool kind of idea to go from. So this is what the blacksmith is going to be doing. Already have all the materials laid out that we need to build stuff up in both the outside and the inside. Look at me being all prepped and ready. Of course, not fully prepped and ready. There are going to be things I missed. But as the sun sets, let me go ahead and get started on the portal. The portal. Oh my gosh. The forge. It incorporates another portal is why I keep saying portal. Let me go ahead and make it this in a time lapse, and then I will come back to you and maybe we'll work on some stalls or something like that to really All right, so here is the portal, or well, there's the portal. Here is the forge, and this is going to be called the Nether Forge. So it's similar vein as the Sky Forge, but just it's pulling power from the Nether, and it is supposed to be like a mini replica of the big old giant one. And I thought that was kind of a cool little take on a forge. So it's pulling lava. Essentially, the idea is it's pulling lava from the Nether. This lava makes it so it burns far hotter. They can make better materials using it. And it also, for some reason, has started growing nether warts around it. Not all over the place, just near it. And it has made it so that they can use the nether warts in whatever like metals and stuff. They can mix the nether wart in to then make their weapons and armors and stuff better. So I thought that was kind of a cool concept. So I mean, anvils for, decoration, but then this is where the main sort of anvil thing would be. And one thing I did just now notice is we need to get some water. Reason being is we need to fill this up. This is the cooling area, and I thought this was kind of a fun place to put it, right? I mean, it needs to be essentially right next to wherever they are in forging things, because I mean, once you hammer and stuff, you need to be able to cool it. So we have 2 cooling stations right next to where they are hammering. Of course, this would be mighty hot, I would imagine. And yeah, I think it looks really cool. So the next step that I am going to do is figure out the cliffs, remaking them to fit this. Essentially, I think what I'm going to do is bring this down. So let's just, we can do a little bit of this on camera. I think I need to get some stone from over here. But what I want to do is bring it down to meet the forge, but I don't want it to like overtake the forge, because that would kind of defeat the purpose. Let's coarse dirt. Where is coarse dirt? In here? Aha. So I'm thinking maybe we bring it up like this right here. We start bringing it up. And then having the cliffs kind of come up like this, and then coming back to meet it. Now the issue is we're going to have this, and I think this is going to have to be just supported by maybe like a stick out. So the thing is, I think it's going to have to be kind of like inward set. And so we're going to have a little bit of a hangover, and I think that's okay. I think that we can make it look good. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that just a bit, and then I'll come back and show you what I got. Alrighty, I think that is looking a whole lot better. So the cliff side now is all connected up, and I think it's good. There may be some minor tweaking that I need to do in some areas, but overall I think it looks fairly decent. So the forge is all done. Now let's work on a little bit of the, do we have any stone? No, I put it all away. Great. So let's work on the stand here. And I think the stand is gonna go from, let's just go right, here. From here to, let's see, 1, 2, 3, there, 1, 2, 3, there. How about that? How's that feel? Maybe we go 1, 2 here. Yeah, let's go like that. 1, 2 there. We'll go there, and then 1, 2, 3, boom, right there. And that is where our stand will be. Let's get some stairs in here. Don't have quite enough, I would say, to be able to do what I want to do. But if we put a thingamajig there, and then a bloobadoo there, rada boom bang right there. So what I'm gonna do here is essentially make this, but I think instead of wool on the top, I'm just gonna do like oak slabs or something. A little bit more matching, I think, to this more industrial-esque area. Also, I put berry bushes up there. I think that looks great. I think I am gonna terraform this because it does stick out quite a bit. I was gonna keep the natural Minecraft look because that is exactly how it formed, but it kind of stands out a lot from all of this. So I will do that sometime, not in this episode, but we'll do that at some point. All right, so I have been actually doing quite a bit of work. Probably did a little bit too much, but as you see, this area is now all pretty much done. Actually, it is done. All of this over here. So I've decided this like cheapies tools and repair station. Repair area is all combined together instead of making it out in the open here for like the sharpening and stuff. So the blacksmith can forge right here, and then this is kind of where you can get some of the sharpening done. If you just have like a tool to sharpen, you can do it out here. If you have tools you want to buy, they also have a stall right here, right next to it. So you can buy like flint and steel, pickaxes, tools, occasional crossbow, I suppose. And I'm really happy with how this has turned out. The way it looks very nice. Used the oak trapdoors to kind of make like an open air type of top. I mean, I know all of this is open air, but I think it looks really cool. And so it's got some nice storage and stuff, and it also makes it so we don't have to do too much detail on the end. We will do the texture variation. I'll just have to do it from the inside, and then so they've got the little area to keep note of everything. I've also been putting rails around because I think that looks actually pretty decent in terms of like something they would be able to work on. And so there's some rails here just to make some interest, ingot and all that. This is this is where the sharpening would be done. There was some sharpening somewhere. I guess maybe it was all right here. And so we've got sharpening stones, and I guess the grindstone is what it's called. Wood for any sort of building that they need to do. Coal piled up, and then this is a smelter, and you can see there is a portal back there, and so they're bringing in lava to smelt up the ores right here. So this is the smelter for making ingots and stuff, and then they can use this portal lava to really forge it. And so, you know, there may be a little bit, let's maybe say there's a little bit of a link between these. I wish you could lava log things, because then I would definitely lava log a channel that goes all the way over. But doesn't seem like we can, so that is a bummer. But this area is now finished back here. I will do a little bit of landscaping up there, but other than that, it's good. I've made the crane area as well. I decided, so the crane's going to be all the way down, and then we'll build up a little bit of like a pulley system up top. It's just going to basically stick right on out and then drop right down. I don't really want to do too much detail, so it's just bringing down some materials. And then we've got our area here that I would like to work on. And I'm thinking all we're going to do is just do a really simple job of setting up an enchanting station. It's not going to be perfect, of course. Why would it be? This person's not like a super know-it-all about the enchanting station stuff. So let's go ahead and do some of, let's do this, and then we'll do this, that, and well, actually what we should do actually is this, and then a way to get in, and then boop, 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 and get rid of you, and boop, 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 and enchanting setup is done. So I'll get a book for right there. And then, you know, I thought about making a portal, but I don't think we will. Well, maybe. Let me experiment with something real quick. All right, so the thing I want to do is I want to make this feel like it's magically touched, and to bring in another portal. I think this is a cool concept for this area, since it is the name of the town is going to be Netherport City. And I think because of that, we should bring in nether portals wherever we really can. And so I really like this idea. So what I'm going to do is put a nether portal right there, and then kind of just drop some lava like that so it's flowing, and then you kind of get this, you'll get this glow. And now what I'd like to do is make this almost feel like it is a very cracked. All right, there we go. So we have a little bit of a portal peeking out right here, and I think that looks really cool. It's like as if they use the portal to pull magical energies from the nether as well, to do some enchanting of your various, you know, tools and materials. And I think that's a really cool idea. So I'm going to also just throw in some, okay, well, this is where you walk in, so maybe not there. But what I was going to do is throw in just a couple different areas where there's some shelving, and we can just put in some shelves right there, and maybe we do some more books up here. I think that'd be good. And then, yep, there we go. So that is the enchanting area. This entire bottom area, except for like the stairway and the porch thing right here, well, there's just going to be a stairway right here, I think. And you know, we could do that right now. It's not going to take very long. Yeah, that's good. So we have a stairway, we have this area all done, we've got the enchanting area all done now, and the forge and sharpening, everything. All of this is done. Now let's tackle the house. All right, so I've tried recording this, I guess, last clip a couple times now, and well, Mavericks is in the office with me, and we just had to go on a walk. We had all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna try and wrap this up quickly. We are not gonna be building the interior together. I've been editing as we go, and you may hear him in the background also. I've been editing as I go, and it's obvious that this episode's going to be really long if I do the interior, or if I did do the interior with y'all. So I've got one last little bit to do with you, but the rest is finished. So the shop is done, all the storage in the crane area is done, and we've got a little bit area upstairs to do. I have not done the living space, but that's okay. So let's take a look at the store inside. So if we walk in here, you see quite a bit of security-based stuff, a lot of iron bars and things. Almost looks like a bank now that I think about it. So the reason why this is so secure looking is because I decided to go with the idea that maybe they just got stolen from, and so they are on high alert and they've upped their security game. So now everything is behind iron bars, and so it's all very, very secure. So we also have some display cases. This is always a fun thing. If you didn't know, you can set up armor stands how you want, and then put armor and all that stuff on them, and then piston down blocks of glass onto them. And then you can put like a slab on top, make it look like a display case, and oh, it's so cool. I really like it. So we've got some bits and bobs of armor up there as well, and then also some more display cases of some leather armor. And I think it looks good. It makes this area where you are actually shopping good. You can see through and you can kind of see what you can buy. Now let's go on the inside here of the shop. And so we've got this iron door, which is technically like it's supposed to be like blocked off, and so it's like locked all the time. So the iron door is supposed to be kind of like it's locked and stuff, and more of a secure door. So this is the shop itself. We've got the book for taking orders or keeping track of, you know, the monies and stuff, the chair for the main shop owner to sit at, all the iron, some elevated iron that is enchanted, and then some more helmets and stuff. These are actually sitting in composters. I think that's kind of a cool little aesthetic. And then of course, some just storage up top of various things that you can potentially purchase. Oh, I need to do that. There we go. Perfect. And so that is what the shop looks like. I'm very happy with how this has turned out. Now let's look upstairs. So we've got the upstairs area here, and this is actually where I would like to work on really quickly. So here is the sort of vault of materials, and I think overall it looks very nice. I really do like the iron bar aesthetic as well. So we've got the vault area that you can come into here, and then boom, you're greeted with all sorts of stuff. So let's kind of look at this one by one. So we've got some coal storage right here. We've got a big old thing right there we'll take a look at in a sec. The iron is stored up right here, and then this is the precious materials area. Very, very high security here as well. Another round of iron stuff. So then to get in here, you just go through here. We've got diamonds, we've got gold, lapis, obsidian, cutting stones, honeycomb, which is to me kind of looks like gold as well, so it's like a fancy gold maybe. Some various books and stuff, maybe like crafting not recipes, but well, I guess recipes maybe. So I think that looks very good. And then this is where the platform for loading and unloading is going to be able to sit. And so right now it's down there, so it should be open. And so we've got this thing here, and this is essentially the chain goes where the trapdoors there are, the oak trapdoors are. There is sort of like a pulley system that pulls the chain through, loops it around, and then can kind of like spool it right there, and then raise it up, and then it can kind of like travel along here and lower down into this area. I think that looks very nice. And then you can kind of see it right here, what it looks like, kind of just extends down, and then boom, we connected it up right there to this downstairs area. The part that I wanted to build with you today is I actually went in there also because I wanted to use this and wanted to get some stairs. And then what I wanted to do was to take a look at how we could make this look better. And I think what we may end up doing is something like maybe making this sort of a bench area. Now, I know right now this is our hammock texture. What I'm going to do is I am just going to fully get rid of the yellow bed texture that we have currently. Make this the yellow bed texture, even if it isn't a hammock. Make this sort of a hay bed, if anything. And then this is the brown bed currently. What I'm going to do is make this a bench, a wooden bench. I think that'll look very nice and make it look overall just good. And so what I want to do now is I want to add just some tables of sorts right here. I think that could be good just for being able to sit and have your coffee. And you can kind of sit down right here. And I think it looks good. Mavericks. And then another one will go right here, and similar function here as well. We're gonna have that there, and so you just a sitting area. It doesn't need to be anything really fancy. Just kind of like a middle sitting area, I think is a good thing. So we'll also have it here and here, and it just fills it out just a little bit. And then this can just be maybe a couch or something, or we have another bed. Let's go ahead and just put a bench right there. And some final touches that I want to do is I just want to hang a lantern right there just to light this space up just a little bit. And then potentially we put a lantern. Can this be a stair? If we do a stair here, I think that'll be good. And then maybe we do a lantern here, actually. We do like kind of like this. Maybe that'll look decent. And then we put a lantern right there. And I think that will light it up enough to where most of this is pretty much non-spawnable. And the idea is this area is not going to actually be able to be gotten to by anybody besides the blacksmiths, the 3 blacksmith peeps. So that's not that big of a deal. But I think that is going to have to do it for this episode. Upstairs, obviously nothing done. I will do this off camera. But yeah, it's just interior design stuff, and I don't think it's truly necessary to do. I'll show you next episode, if anything, what we've done. But I am very, very happy with how this area has turned out, especially outside. I love outside. I think it looks great. Let me know what you think down below about everything. And yeah, I think that's going to have to do it for this episode, guys. If you liked the video, leave a like in real life. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.